retake. You have
to stick to that, or if they're going to start edging away.
Yeah, well, we are into the Prime Gaming age and select now, and Sheydos has picked up on that Sky AVOVA, locking in the Viper. Nothing too groundbreakingly different so far. Of course, I know you love Nats on this Cypher pick as well, Sean.
Yeah, and look for Nats to have trips all over the A entrance or locking down the B site completely. He has so many quirky little setups, and I like the double initiator look that we're going to get from Gambit here. The Sky-Sova combo, when there's Viper walls in play, is such a good thing, and it looks like G2 is doing the same thing.
I mean, this is already new because Mixwell's deciding to play Sky, which is not usually what they go for. I mean, they usually have the Jet and Reyna, and then a Killjoy, a Sova, and a Viper. So straight up, we've got something new coming out from Mixwell.
For Mixwell, and just in the nick of time, they will get the defuse. Another one round for Gambit, and that one actually started quite poorly considering they lose the A site so easily. But that retake, you have to look at Defo for that, was on point.
It's not really been missing a beat so far. I think the only rounds that we've really seen them win, they've just gone to the other side. Or they killed him on the flank once after the plant had already gone in. It is still a little bit worrying for me, though. Like, I'm looking at this from Gambit's perspective.
Cross, and 4 will be found from Gambit. These rounds are coming pretty close. They're still getting them on the board, and there's a certain point where it just doesn't matter anymore for G2. They've got to start to find some success, especially considering how successful, not this one, but some of the other early rounds have been.
I do really like the screen that's being placed as well on the B side. Like, it has a multitude of uses. One of them is able to section off that mid split so that you're either going to have the players peek. KELOQZ 4K is round 2. I'm not sure, even though it's what, like 6 PM here in Germany, I don't think I've woken up yet to be able to cope with that sort of play this early on. How has that just happened? And we also said that maybe this looks a little bit worrying at the moment for G2. Well, that's even scarier. Weaponry currently available. They might have tried to take some more aggressive positions. They're going to follow this up. AVOVA has to do an awful lot here. Sat at the back, and he gets absolutely nothing. NUKKYE and KELOQZ, though, have found a killer piece.
Nice shot out of KELOQZ. Quick return, though. Gambit right back in the fight. The spike is down, but it can be recovered. There's no one close by to punish for the side of G2. As Gambit make those rotates in, you can see Redgar is going to be a little late to the fight. You've got a 1v1 brewing between KOLDAMENTA and Sheydos. It's whether this fight is found soon, because there's 15 seconds left and Sheydos needs to cross over. He's thinking about doing it with a flash. Instead, he just goes straight in for the peak.
10 seconds left.
They'll get this plant in just in time. The recon to catch him as he fades out is taken down by Redgar, but now on 4 HP. He's the only hope of the team. The Vandal in his hand, and he connects the instant headshot, but Mixwell, perfect flash to close out the round. 7 found for G2. These rounds have been...
There's going to have to be some more aggressive positions held by Gambit if they do get into an afterplant. And we're actually going to see Hunter's Fury pop. They're trying to clear out the back corner, but there's nobody there, and Defo's actually caught, looking to try and peek into the spawn. A 5 versus 3 afterplant is a really good spot for G2 to be in, so it's fine that they're going to get the spike down. Now this hold is going to be really, really tough for Gambit.
Yeah, not only with the man disadvantages, but the utility in play for G2. Mixwell up behind, won't be able to catch them walking through elbow. This could be a big flaw now for G2. They're making a lot of noise in the connector. Gambit have the perfect timing on the flank. All they need is the player on site to stay alive, and he has done that. Chronicle picks up 1. He goes out for more. There's the trade, and they're not ready for a second player. Sheydos, 1 versus 2, but the spike is not planted for him. He needs to win the first, and he does indeed. AVOVA sticking it all the way. Will he get there in time? It doesn't matter. AVOVA comes off it to obviously be a little bit problematic in holding that down, holding the longer range angles. The Seekers won't really do much. This is fast. This is incredibly fast out of Gambit. Yeah, they're on this site as we speak, and none of G2 are.
Yeah, it looks like the same sort of retake setup. Redgar is stuck in, he's weaving, he's trying to avoid the final tag, and he's not going to be able to. Again, an advantage in this retake for G2 as they make their move.
Right call on the Hunter's Fury. They knew exactly where that plant was going to be coming in. Shock darts to the backside, tickling them up. But here's the man we talked about before. Nats on the flank. He can pick up a weapon. He knows exactly where they are, running right on in. Taking down 2, looking for the final player up behind him. And that duel goes their way nicely. NUKKYE last alive, but he's pulled it into a 1v1. Defo giving away his position on the backside. NUKKYE knows exactly where he is, but he's got to take him down soon. The time is ticking away. The jump, right click works out, but the round is not his. NUKKYE, surely, as he even closes in the distance, that operator going in for the aggressive pick, but Chronicle is a little bit too quick. 3v3, numbers evened up. You have to ask yourself, was that aggression necessary out of G2? They might just pay for that mistake. I'm looking at this though.
Heard it.
Same position as the previous round, and he gets the same result.
Mixwell's on the edge. He could end it here, but Sheydos expects the corner. It goes back to a 2v2. And now KOLDAMENTA is actually alone. They know that he's still here. Now they're going to plant within it. The shock darts will do at least a little bit of damage, tickling them up. But here come the Seekers. They know that there's still a player within the site and the rotation's coming through. This allows them to take some control on the flank. And we'll now see that sneak up from Sheydos.
Sheydos is so nasty. That wall up, NUKKYE is going to have to push right through it. And just, oh, he's going to be spotted. Great angle from Chronicle. And he's just buying time at this stage. Sheydos now coming around to play this together. They drop, and 13 rounds for Gambit. They take the first map, the surprise pick of Breeze, and G2 now have to make the reverse sweep.
Yeah, well, I was a little bit worried coming into the pocket pick, because I had sort of looked at that and went, is it going to be as good as they hope it will be? Have G2 maybe been keeping in some extra practice? And I don't think they were necessarily bad on the map. I think the main issue was that every single round they won was with only one player alive. So they never really had the economy built up. They relied on those individual plays. I will say going forward in this series, though, it is still a good sign. You've got KELOQZ performing. He was 24 and 17, only one man above him. I won't give you any money for guessing who it was. It's the same person every single time. NUKKYE, 19-18, had a lot of high impact plays as well. So I think going into the next map where they are definitely the focal points, I'm not that worried for G2 just yet.
KELOQZ, man, he's got the energy, he's got the charisma, and you know damn well he's got the aim to back it up. That's the thing that I'm loving about this guy. I want to